My name is Marcus, and this is a story I never imagined sharing with anyone, let alone strangers online. But if you've ever looked at the person you'd give your life for and suddenly felt like you didn't recognize them anymore, then stay with me. What happened next wasn't what she expected, wasn't what I expected, and it nearly destroyed us before it gave us a chance to rebuild. 3 nights before everything exploded, I came home late from the garage. Business was slow, bills were stacking up, and I was taking every small job I could just to keep the lights on. Mia looked asleep when I walked into our room. Her phone rested on the nightstand, screen facing upward like it was waiting to be checked. A notification popped up, a red heart from someone saved as J Work. My stomach twisted. 5 years earlier, she'd had a so-called emotional slip with a coworker. We'd gone to therapy, made promises, cried over it, sworn to rebuild. I believed we had. I picked up her phone. Our passcodes had always stayed the same. The messages hit me like a punch to the chest. Not just flirting. Not just late night. I miss you. Pictures. Her wearing the black lace I bought her for our anniversary. Him telling her she was the most beautiful woman he'd ever touched. Plans to meet at the Marriott off I-65 the weekend. I was supposed to be in Nashville for my cousin's bachelor party. Every word felt like a slow, twisting knife. I sat on the edge of bed the rest of the night, staring at nothing, trying to understand how the woman who still kissed me goodbye every morning could do this again. When she woke up and smiled at me like everything was normal, my stomach flipped. The confrontation happened on a stormy Thursday. Rain beat against the windows, and everything felt heavy. I'd spent days pretending everything was fine, while my insides burned away. I even cooked her favorite shrimp stir-fry, because sometimes you try one last time before you tear your life apart. We sat down to eat, and I couldn't swallow a thing. Finally, I slid her phone across the table. Explain this. She looked down, and the color drained from her face so fast it frightened me. For several long seconds, she was silent. Then the defenses came flying. You went through my phone? I wouldn't have needed to if you weren't sending half-naked photos to some guy from work. It's not what you think. It's exactly what I think. You made plans. You told him you loved him. You! My voice cracked. You're doing it again. She shoved back her chair and stood. So abruptly it toppled over. You're never home, Marcus. You're always at the garage. I'm lonely. I feel like a ghost in this house. I'm breaking my back trying to keep this place. Then just divorce me, she screamed, tears flying. If I'm so miserable to live with, then end it. The room fell silent except for the rain. My heartbeat thudded in my skull. Divorce. The word felt like smoke filling the room. I saw our whole life flash in my mind. The courthouse wedding, the pregnancy we lost at 10 weeks, the way she held my hand at my mother's funeral. And now this. I should have yelled. Should have broken something. Should have called her every name burning in my throat. But instead, I really looked at her. And for the first time in months, I saw the exhaustion, the shame, the panic behind her anger. She wanted me to blow up so she could blame me. She wanted me to be the villain. So I did the one thing she never thought I would. I pulled folded papers from my back pocket. I'd printed them 2 days earlier, unsure if I'd ever use them. I placed the divorce papers on the table like a live grenade. Then sign, I said calmly. I'm not keeping you here anymore. Her mouth trembled. You already filed? No, but the clerk's office closes in 40 minutes. We can still make it before the weekend. If this is really what you want, let's go. Her whole body began to shake. Marcus, don't. You said divorce me. I replied, I'm calling your bluff. I grabbed my keys. The rain was falling harder now, drumming against the roof. I walked toward the garage door, thinking this was how it would end. Then I heard her footsteps running after me. Wait! She grabbed my arm, soaked within seconds. Please, please don't do this. You don't get to change your mind now, Mia. You decided when you sent those pictures, when you planned a hotel room with him. She sobbed, breath shaking. I didn't sleep with him. I almost did, but I couldn't. I sat in the parking lot for an hour and couldn't get out of the car because all I could think about was you. I let out a broken laugh. And that's supposed to reassure me? No, she whispered. It's supposed to tell you I'm still trying. I'm a mess, I'm empty, I'm scared, and I hate myself right now, but I don't want to lose you. I looked at the woman I met when we were 22, now drenched in rain, mascara streaked down her cheeks, shaking like she might collapse, and something in me cracked open. Get in the car, I told her. She thought I was taking her to file the papers. Instead, I drove us to the old pier where we had our first date. It's closed after dark, but back in college I'd worked night security and still had the key. We sat on the hood of my truck under the pouring rain, sharing the last warm beer from a cooler. For the first time in years, we talked, really talked, about how losing the baby destroyed something between us we never acknowledged, about how the failing garage made me feel like I wasn't enough, about how she felt invisible, about how I felt like I was drowning. She cried so hard she threw up over the railing. I held her hair back. I didn't let go. When the rain finally stopped and a few stars broke through the clouds, I tore the divorce papers into pieces and let them drift into the ocean. Nothing was magically healed that night. We're still in therapy. Some nights she sleeps on the couch. Some days I check her phone and hate myself for it. But we're fighting this time together. If you're reading this while standing in your own storm, hear me. Sometimes the only way to save something is to walk right up to the edge of losing it. Sometimes you have to call their bluff. Sometimes the door marked the end is the only way back to each other. We almost walked through it. Instead, soaked and shaking, we turned around. And we stayed. If you felt this, betrayed or the one who betrayed, tell me I'm not the only one. If you want more truth about what happens after an almost divorce, stick around. I've got a lot more to say, and none of it hides the scars. I'm Marcus, and this is where we stop pretending.